Now we wait and check for leaks. I look underneath the vehicle and lo and behold, I do have some oil coming down. And I struggled and looked and tried to figure out how to find where it was coming from. I could not visually see any place that anything was leaking. Everything looked like it was solid. Everything. Two things to worry about. I have the oil return pipe and the oil feed pipe. Neither one of them looked like they were leaking. But what I did do is I shoved a piece of paper, in this case it was a card, underneath the return pipe and just sort of let it sit there for a second while the engine run. And then I pulled it out and I could see that it had oil on it. So I do know I've got a leak somewhere down there. So it became clear that my leak was coming somewhere from the oil drain pipe on the turbo. So I pulled the turbo out to get a better look. And yeah, definitely that's what's going on. You can look here, when I removed the drain pipe, there was a lot of oil around the gasket, which should not have been here. And you can even see how tight I was tightening that hose on the drain pipe itself when I was troubleshooting, because I kept thinking that's where oil must be coming from, but it wasn't. And if you look here at the oil drain pipe itself, when held against a flat piece of marble, it is definitely not flat. So you can see where that oil was seeping out. Even with the gasket, it wasn't enough. So the oil was leaking from the junction where the pipe meets the turbo and was running down the tube, and then it was presenting itself there where the hose was, which is why I thought it was the hose, and I kept tightening it up before I eventually pulled the turbo to figure it out. Now, I'm told this is a common issue with these 2-bolt oil drain pipes, that sometimes they're not flat. This one doesn't have an O-ring. I know some come with O-rings, so this one didn't. My solution was to grind it flat so that it had a good surface to mate with the machined surface on the turbo. The turbo side was good. It's just this pipe that was not straight. And these turbo installation kits are mass produced and they're probably shipped with a variety of different turbos. I don't know how that exactly works, but anyway, yeah, this is my solution. So I borrowed a belt sander from a buddy of mine who had one, and I sanded it down. And basically what I was doing is looking for, as I was sanding it, I could see where the sanded surface was, and then I could also see what hasn't been touched yet. And I just kept sanding until the entire surface got flat to the same plane. Now, it did take some material off of that, and I'll explain what I had to do to deal with that here in a second. And then I put a piece of sandpaper on that flat marble, which is a flat surface, and then I continued to sort of refine that. And really, I think I did a pretty good job of getting a nice, quote, machined surface on the end of that pipe. And it didn't take very long. It just took a few minutes to get this done. And yeah, so that's what I ended up with. Nice flat surface. And what now I'm going to do is put some Honda Bond on that, basically an RTV sealant. And then I put the pipe back into place. But because that flange is thinner, I needed to use a couple of washers to make up the difference because the bolts were bottoming out at that point. So a couple of washers solved that problem. They were just washers actually that were in the turbo kit. So I just used them. They were right there. And then tighten them down. Again, I've got the Honda Bond in there. So I get them tightened and torqued down to where they're good and tight. Official torque spec there. And then let it sit overnight, let that Honda Bond cure. And then I got to reinstall the turbo. And to be honest with you, it gets easier the more you do it. So having removed the turbo, install the turbo, remove the turbo, install the turbo, yeah, it's not so bad. So this is what it looks like. I redid the whole hose thing, new clamps, new hose, and got that cinched down. And you can see there what I ended up with. And then I redid all of my leak testing. And this time I had a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper folded under there. And as you can see, once it's up to temperature, I have 0 oil on the paper. Boom, job done, leak gone. So next video, we're taking it to the dyno. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.